Hey everyone, Lindsay and Erin here. We are super excited to just briefly discuss some of the changes that are happening with our 21st century standards at the elementary level. To begin, let's discuss where we have been over the past few years. As part of our district CSIP, we have been charged to provide a relevant educational experience that prepares all students for college and career success. Success in college and career looks vastly different than it has in the past. Today's graduates are expected to have the skills to think critically, solve problems, communicate and collaborate effectively with people face-to-face and across the world, and apply their current knowledge to come up with new ideas and strategies. Recent research suggests that students who develop agency or a learner-driven approach are empowered in their educational and personal pursuits and are better prepared to thrive in college and career. With that in mind, CSIP Academic Goal A2 tasks us specifically with increasing the percentage of students proficient in 21st century skills. To ensure that we as a district are continually improving to make progress towards this goal, the 21st Century Assessment Team was developed in 2013 and consisted of teacher representatives from each elementary grade level, principals, ITFs, and administrators. The team worked hard to develop a systematic plan to incorporate 21st century learning into all classrooms K-12 and devise a way to capture student proficiency at each grade level. This work was based around the International Society for Technology Education, or ISTE standards, that were created in 2007. The committee chose not to assess all ISTE standards at each grade level, but rather take a brief snapshot of students at various grade levels, so we would have a comprehensive score of where students ended in regards to A2 as they graduate from Park Hill. For the past 2 years, elementary teachers have been utilizing the current scoring guides and reporting scores into Matrix in the 2015-2016 school year and on the report card in the 2016-2017 school year.
During the summer of 2016, ISTE updated their standards. The 2007 ISTE standards, the standards we are currently using, focus on learning with technology. The new 2016 ISTE standards kick it up a notch by focusing on transforming teaching and learning through the use of technology. They emphasize the skills and qualities we want our students to have, enabling them to encourage and thrive in a connected digital world. This time around, there are 7 standards, with some sounding familiar and some completely new. We have Digital Citizen, Knowledge Constructor, Innovative Designer, Computational Thinker, Creative Communicator, Global Collaborator, and Empowered Learner. In order to stay current, the 21st Century team reconvened on several occasions over the 2016-2017 school year in order to learn about the new standards, determine which standards belong at which grade levels, pilot scoring guides, and provide feedback. Based on feedback from the team and from a survey that we sent to teachers in the spring of 2016, the committee determined that this configuration with the standards would be the most digestible at each grade level. As you can see, Digital Citizen will be assessed K-5. This is because we believe that it is important for students to learn about safety, security, and to grow as a digital citizen at an early age. One standard that is missing from the 2016 ISTE standards is the Technology Operations and Concepts. As we mentioned, with ISTE shifting their purpose from learning with technology to transforming teaching and learning with technology, they have removed that standard. However, since we have young students who are just starting out with using technology for academic purposes, we feel it is important to keep technology operations and concepts at the K-2 levels, so as to provide those young students with the foundational skills necessary to use a device effectively. You will also notice that Innovative Designer and Computational Thinker are not currently being addressed in elementary. We are looking forward to more professional development in both of those areas in order to make sure these standards have a correct fit at elementary.
Here is a more organized look as to the standards you will be assessing at each grade level. With the new ISTE standards, we are happy to find that ISTE also developed age band articulations in order to make these standards more applicable for elementary school. With the help of these, we were able to determine specifically what each of these standards look like at a particular age range, as opposed to giving one statement that spans K-12. You will be able to see these specific components once we have professional development on the scoring guides. Today, we will not be going into depth with the scoring guides, but do want you to know that they are established and how they are organized.
At the top, you will find the specified ISTE standard that you will be incorporating in your classroom with your students. Next, you will see components for design and scoring. This section will help you as a teacher while you are designing learning experiences for your students that go along with your curriculum. For the 2017-2018 school year, you will prioritize at least 2 of these components in your lesson design, but are encouraged to include all that makes sense. Once again, we will be going into much more detail about scoring and the scoring guides in the fall. At the bottom of the page, you will find the actual scoring guide. Because there are specific criteria that students can master at particular grade levels, you will use the E, M, P, and N when giving scores. Also in the scoring guide, but not pictured above, are specific examples of what students would need to demonstrate to be considered exceeding on any particular standard.
In summary, here is what we want you to know right now. The ISTE standards have changed in order to transform our classrooms. Therefore, our scoring guides have also changed. Teachers will also be using the scoring language of our academic standards, exceeded, mastered, partially understood, and needed support to score students. Teachers will input these scores for 21st century learning on the grade card in quarters 2 and 4. So looking ahead to what's coming up next. This August, we will meet with K-5 teachers for a portion of the Back to School PD. During that time, we will provide more in-depth training on grade level standards and how to most effectively plan and utilize the scoring guides in conjunction with our curriculum. The specific day and time has not yet been established, but will be shared with you in your Back to School information. Additionally, we will meet as individual grade levels in either September or October for half-day professional development to continue our conversations around 21st century teaching and learning. If you or your team are interested in receiving the scoring guides before you leave for summer in order to begin planning for the next school year, please reach out to myself or Erin for a brief meeting so we can explain the scoring guides in more detail. Thanks so much for your time, and we look forward to seeing you soon.